Hello, everyone that is watching. Uh, this is Friendly Feud, and it's just about time to get started. Oh, let's make me smaller. This is the format that I prefer. Okay, so, um, yeah, I haven't done it yet. What I need to do is play around with, I think I need to play around with my Facebook settings, how I share things or something to make that Facebook Live broadcast more interactive. I'm not really sure. Um, People can see me on Facebook, which is good, and I can see their comments, I believe. At least some people's comments I'm able to see. Perhaps that might depend on the viewers' settings. I'm not sure. Um, but I need to check into that a little bit more to make sure that I'm doing things right. Um, let's see. So I see 12 people have one way or another taken a peek at this broadcast so far. No one has said hello. If you're here, please do say hello uh, so that I can know when I've got a number of players here ready to play uh, and get things started. Perhaps while I'm waiting, I can send out those certificates that I failed to send out yesterday. Certificates. Let's see. So, um, March 29th. Let's see. Friendly Feud certificate. All right. Let's see. I'm here, but also doing other things. Okay. No worries. No worries. Yeah. Um, I'm waiting for people to chime in. Let me know when we've got a number of players here, and then we'll really get started, so to speak. Um, oh wait, that's not what I want. Uh, I'm playing around with some things too. Yeah, that's not what I want. Um, Although I could. Let's see. Google Drive. There we go. Doesn't like that. Really? I was able to do that before, I'm sure. Strange. Very strange. Oh, Colin Porter, come on down. Yes, Colin Porter, where are you? We want to see you here. Let's see. Let me get back over here. There's certificate. Okay, let's see. Let It Be and I are here. That doesn't make the optimal quiz game. If we could have a couple more participants, it would be wonderful. But let's see how it goes. All right, let's see. I want to save that. Oh, just export it. There we go. Export as a PDF. There we go. Next. What do we got here? Still just Let It Be and I are holding the fort, I guess. I need to close my door too. Oops. There you go. One. Well, how did that happen? I'm sure. All right. Well, we'll pretend that that's right. Okay, so Let It Be and I are still the only ones here, eh? That's all right. I will babble on to myself as I wait for others to join us. We're still at 12 viewers, so we're not tearing up the internet here with our views, but that's okay. We'll see how things work. Oh, that's right. I need to do that one too. Be right back. Okay, no worries. Okay, let's see. And I want to export this one. Yes, next. This is okay, and export that. All right, that's 2, and a few more to go. Let's see. Let's see. Where are we? Okay, and export. Am I missing any comments? Nope, nobody's here yet. All right, that's fine. That's cool. Let's see. Export to a PDF file. And those settings are okay. And all right, and export that. And second place. Okay. Wait a minute. Where is my list? Okay. I almost remembered it. Not quite. Let's see. Well, I got to get back to where I am. There I am. Okay, and let's see. Here we are. Nope, not that one. Sorry. Wrong application. That doesn't work. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, let's see. That looks right. Let's export that to a PDF file. And let's see. Export that. Okay, that's the second place. Now we need third place. Yes, that's right. I'm catching up. Third. Okay, let's see. Third place in the first game was. Oh, Let It Be. That's right. wanted to check this. What? Let's go back to the summary. Okay. Alright, so that must be it. And okay. And we'll export that to PDF. And next. And let's see. Export that one. And then let's see. Export. Okay, that should be right. Alright. Let's do that. And we'll quit that. Because I think I've got that all done now. I think so. Not sent out, but all done. Yeah, okay, I guess people are busy today. Maybe today is not the day to do a game. Maybe people are too busy. That's understandable. Like I said, I got busy and didn't get the certificates for yesterday's game set out. But I have those ready to go now. Let's see, where is my, okay, there's my, alright, oh, that's done. Yes, yes. And that's done. Yes, yes, okay. I'll go to the sent box and let's see. That's not the page. There it is. Hello. That's right. Okay, I was right. All right. So um, Okay. That should be right. Oh, I got to attach. Got to attach. Got to attach. Let's see. Um, and let's see. This one and this one. There we go. And then, all right. And then, um, all right. Let's make sure that I get the right ones here. Okay, this one and this one, I guess. Okay, open that and send. Okay, and then let's see. There we go. And what are we doing? What am I doing? Oh, no, that's not the right one. What did I do? Did I type the wrong thing? I must have. Wait a minute. What's today? Yeah, why March 28th? March 27th. Oh, so that's the wrong one. Okay. So where? Oh, yeah. There we go. That's the right one. Okay. If I would label things properly, it would help me greatly. It would help myself greatly. That's the thing. All right. So add this. Okay. And now where is it? There it is. Okay. Open that. And send it off. Okay. And okay. And one more. Okay. That's right. Is that right? I think that's right. Let's see if that drives with what I've got here. And yeah, that looks right. Okay, so open that and we'll attach it. And I think that's good to go. All right, now can I come back here and see? Oh, all right. Well, now we've had 15 people take a peek, but is there anybody actually here? That is the question. That is the question. To be or to BRB? That is the question. Yeah, that is the question. Well, I totally understand if people are busy. Although if I don't hear from people pretty soon, I think I'm gonna skip today's game. I may babble on here for a while. Uh, I apologize to anyone who tuned in expecting to see a family, or sorry, family. Gonna get myself in copyright trouble here. A friendly Feud game, and instead we're treated to my incoherent babbling. But such is life in the world of haps, right? Okay, so this is not so tomorrow. I'll talk about my broadcasts and so on. So tomorrow is the Layman's Philosophy broadcast. It'll start about 1 day and 35 minutes from now. 37 minutes from now. So at 11 o'clock a.m. my time. So like I said, it's now 10:23 in the morning my time. So you can make the adjustment. So like I said, just about a day plus half an hour or a little more from now will be my Layman's Philosophy broadcast. It's I label it as philosophy, but it's really just a couple of guys sitting around and talking about moderately philosophical questions, and just a couple of laymen. But for a few broadcasts, it was just the two of us, and I think that was fine. People were listening in and getting to know us and feeling comfortable with us and the way we interact. But now I want to encourage people to, if they have any interest at all, to join in the Layman's Philosophy broadcast. Raise your hand or send me a little comment that said that you'd be willing to join either on camera or off camera. Of course, you can type in comments. That goes without saying, really, although I just said it. So, but everyone, of course, is welcome to type in comments. But if you'd like to come on and join our broadcast on camera or even off camera, just your voice, that's fine too. I'd love to get your input. We've had that happen a couple of times, and we'd love to see more of that interaction. It's one of the nice things about this live platform that HAPS is providing for us. It's really wonderful. Those of you that are watching me now or that ever watch me on Facebook Live or YouTube, if you see this through hello from around share, welcome. I was running out of things to babble about here, so I'm glad to see more people are coming on. I scheduled this for 10 o'clock my time, which was 26 minutes ago, but I have become aware of the fact that that people tend to come a little bit later than the actual scheduled time. Plus, there are times when I am a few minutes late actually starting the broadcast. So no, you're not late, at least relative to other viewers, because Let It Be was here. Perhaps you've seen her comment there. She says she'll be right back. So hopefully that is the case. We'll see Let It Be again. But I have so many broadcasters I see. I turned off my notifications. Yeah. I was watching a broadcast. Who was it? What's the guy's name? Revolution. Is that his handle? Revolution. Anyway, I was watching a broadcast. And they were talking. The topic seemed to be people broadcasting while driving and so on. And there was some debate about that. And to be honest, today I unsubscribed from one broadcaster. He does an interviewing show, right? Yeah, he does an interviewing show. I caught him. It was the end of his show, and he was kind of summing up and so on. But people were still making comments, and they were talking about the broadcasting while driving. And as I was saying, today I actually unsubscribed from a HAPS broadcaster that quite often I see that broadcaster broadcasting while driving. And I think it's a bad idea, in the same way that I think it's, the same kind of justification for not having cigarette commercials, by famous people doing cigarette commercials. I mean, we don't want, even if that person makes that choice, and even if they feel that they can do that safely, that action might influence other people to do the similar type of. You can't do that unless you have ear things, right? Yeah, technical term, ear things, right? Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. But still, I noticed that this person was responding to comments, so obviously, at least, part of their attention was directed toward their, I assume, phone, and reading those comments and, interacting with the audience even while driving. And I just feel that is not a good example to set. I mean, as I said, that person may, be in an area, or may be of a skill level of driving that it's not a problem for them. But by doing that, it's kind of like saying, hey, this is something that people can do, and it might encourage people that really shouldn't be doing it to do that. And so, yeah, you don't like it either. Yeah. So, I mean, I wasn't a steady viewer. There were someone that from Periscope and had several followers, and to learn from me, being a relative noob here, a rookie broadcast. I think today was my 50th day on HAPS, and as I've said before, I did not broadcast until HAPS. I mean, at least not to the world. I've made videos, mostly educational videos, for the benefit of my students or fellow teachers, especially when we went online at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. There is a great crossword puzzle group. Yeah, I've heard about that. I've never seen it. 10 a.m. Eastern time, so that would be like 10:30 a.m. That would be like 11 o'clock at night my time. His name is Piano Man, right? Yeah, Piano Man. Yeah, I actually have caught that part of that, and it's really interesting. I like that. I really like that broadcast. I want to catch it more often. Right, the classical piano. Yeah, that one I've caught more often. That time fits in better with my personal schedule. Yeah, there are so many really interesting broadcasts, and like I said, people that have been doing it for a long time. and on all kinds of different levels. There are people that have been doing it for years, 5, 6 years, and yet they're doing just a very, very basic type of thing. Others are become quite elaborate in their setup, in their hardware, their computer setup, microphones, and so on that they've set up. Um, the way they've integrated other platforms, like using a OBS Studio in order to do some specialized things and so on. It's really quite amazing and inspiring. Um, my format so far has been basic enough that I haven't worried too much about what I'm doing or how I do it. Another guy, BC48, does trivia with a view, all sites around southern Utah. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I was actually, I mean, one of the things I plan to do, and it'll depend a lot, excuse me, it'll depend a lot on my work schedule. I am still a full-time teacher at the university. So as long as they're paying me the salary, I got to toe the line there. But scheduling, my work schedule allows, and the weather allows, I want to walk around Kumamoto and look at some of the interesting ways that the Japanese use English, or Japanized English words and so on, and some of the interesting names of businesses, or the apartment buildings usually have some type of a name to them also, and those are very often influenced by foreign words and so on. So I was going to just as a way to kind of introduce Japan, and I thought it might be interesting. Again, I've done that a little bit as I was walking around with my cherry blossom broadcasts. I did a few of those during the cherry blossom season. Right now, there are parts of the city where the cherry trees still have most of their blossoms on the trees. Just add an extension to my Google that changes a few words in an article to any language I want. Okay, yeah. Toucan. Oh, interesting. Yeah, Google does have an extension, a translation extension that can be added. Well, this site has been blocked from accessing your location. Why is that? Location turned off. I'm going to turn that back on. You guys can know where I am. I didn't mean to turn that off. Let's see. I guess I want to open that, and okay. All right, and now do this. Okay, and we'll see if that works. Location services. You've been learning more Spanish this way. Yeah, Spanish. My problem is, I like to learn languages. I don't have any particular gift for it at all. This only changes a few words in a paragraph to Spanish, so I can learn a few words at a time while I research. Interesting. That's very interesting. Spanish I studied in high school and a year in college, and I used to have some friends during my university years. For a couple of years, I spent time with a couple of students from Puerto Rico, and we played Spanish cards together, and they reminded me of some of the Spanish that I had forgotten. But again, that's been more than 35 years ago. So in Japan, you don't get a lot of chance to use your Spanish. I don't get many chances to use my Spanish. There are a few Spanish speakers here. It's a great extension, Toucan. Yes, I'm going to look that up. Actually, I'm going to look that up right now. An extension. Where's my extension manager here? There it is. Okay. Extensions. Okay, so I'm gonna have to search somewhere else. Didn't work. The quick and dirty you didn't work. Okay. And let's see. Toucan. Learn. Okay. Yeah, there it is. And Toucan. Wow. Nice, nice icon too. I like that. Add to Chrome. Yes, we want to add that to Chrome. Add extension. Yes. Checking. Checking. Okay, I guess it did it. Thank you. Getting started. Espanol, Korean, Portuguese in development. Yeah, that's what I was going to say there. I mean, it's I love these kind of things, and they're great and interesting. Unfortunately, um, yeah, Spanish is very common, and I can find lots of things for that. And this is going to be interesting to help me brush up on my Spanish. But the language I really need to, or really want to learn now is Waray, which is one of the Filipino languages. Because, all right, so allow access, allow, okay, and continue with Google. All right. And we'll see how that works. Less than 2 minutes. Oh, I'll do that another time. But anyway, I've gotten started by installing the Abyss is here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, thank you. Sorry if I was checking out a Google Chrome extension that Share recommended called Toucan. It looks really interesting. As I was saying, unfortunately, it doesn't have the language that I am desperate to learn, which is Waray, one of the Filipino languages, because Waray is the language that is spoken where my house is. Yes, I actually have a house in the Philippines. I think I've mentioned before, my wife is Filipina, and we built a house in the town where her family is currently living. Her family, her mother, her siblings, nieces and nephews, and so on. If you run your cursor over it, it shows the English word. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, that is going to help. And Spanish. The nice thing about Spanish, I'm so grateful that I studied Spanish in high school, is because there are so many cognates, so many borrowings from Spanish in all the Philippine languages, of course. Because of the 375 years of Spanish colonization of the Philippines. Of course, then there were about 75 years of American colonization. Yeah, which is another thing. But I mean, that's nice for me because basically everybody speaks English, not all fluently, but their understanding level, their comprehension level is very high. That's about Toucan extension to Google. Conversations about language, language, the Toucan extension, and why I love those type of extensions and programs and so on. The things like Duolingo I've used, and there's an iOS app called Drops, which is kind of interesting. But if they do have a Philippine language, it's generally Tagalog, which is one of the official languages, but basically it's the official language because it's the language in the area where the Philippine capital is located. Manila is located on the island of Luzon, and central Luzon is where Tagalog is natively spoken. But if you get outside of that area, Tagalog is not generally spoken. It's understood because it's the official language and you see it on TV and so on, but it's not generally spoken. Used for conversation among the majority of the Philippine people. I studied Spanish in 2016 for the very first time. It's really easy if you have some acquaintance with Latin and English. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Latin is a great help with Spanish, absolutely. And there are so many so many cognates between Spanish and English. It makes it quite easy to pick up in a lot of ways. Of course, the grammar is quite a bit different, but it's still fairly easy to get used to. Um, the idea of masculine and feminine forms um, of the articles the and so on seems strange. Having masculine nouns and feminine nouns and so on, but it's pretty easy for most people to catch on to that, and it's a pretty straightforwardly structured language. Spanish, I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm quite happy that I studied Spanish in high school and college. It's been a big help in trying to learn the Philippine language. I've been at the Philippines since they were created with the Spanish. Philippine languages are completely different than Spanish, actually. Like I said, the connection between the Philippines languages and Spanish is simply the straight borrowing of Spanish words. In the same way that in America, in English, we use the word déjà vu, which is a direct borrowing from French and so on. It's déjà vu is now an English word. We use it; it's part of the language. But French is not the same as English. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, exactly, sure, yeah. So lots and lots of sombrero is hat. Sombrero is the same Spanish and and all the Philippine languages. And you find, the Spanish languages, if it's borrowed into one of the Philippine languages, it's borrowed into all of them basically. So trabajo is trabajo everywhere. I failed to discipline myself into studying Mandarin and Japanese, but I need to hunker down and ram through it. Yeah, of the two, I would say that Mandarin is probably going to be easier than Japanese. The grammar of the Chinese languages is more similar to Japanese is. Writing system can be confusing, horrific. The levels of is quite complicated. Once you get used to the really the only obstacle. I mean, two obstacles, of course, is the written language component. Learning those the Chinese characters, and then the tonal system. Once as far as the spoken language, once you get used to the tonal system, it's not all. I mean, it's difficult. It's true. It's difficult. I mean, if you look at what is it, the Department of Defense, or for a friend of mine, actually one of my colleagues, was in the Army, and took a test, and tested very high on language ability and so on, and so he tested high enough that he was in the top tier of the program, and he was able to choose from the most difficult languages, and Arabic and Chinese and Japanese and so on were in there. Japanese was not a high priority. The higher priorities were Arabic and Chinese and so on. But they're both in the same tier, but generally Japanese has a little asterisk by it to indicate that, if anything, it might be a little more difficult to speak it properly, which I actually, after 30 years, I still don't speak it properly, because I haven't had the need to be, let's see, the issue with learning words is that you might have difficulty conjugating sentences unless you hear the spoken language, if that makes sense. Right, yes, exactly, it does make sense, yeah. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, so Japanese, if anything, might have an asterisk to indicate that it's a little more difficult. But my failing is that my position as a college educator, a professor here at the university, my status doesn't require me to use the honorifics to the extent that it would, so my students need to be more polite with me than I am with them. There's definitely this leveling of society, and so they have words like mewe, people above you, and meshta, people below you, and in the view of society and so on, right? So as a college professor, you have rather high status, not necessarily a high salary, but at least you have a higher status and so on. And so I wasn't really required to use high level polite language with the Japanese that I spoke with. And generally, the Japanese are so impressed, so pleased when a foreigner can speak Japanese at all. They don't even worry about the level of politeness that you're using. And the Japanese that are at least in the academic world, the Japanese that are in the highest levels of academia are generally pretty fluent in English. Many of them have spent a significant amount of time in America or England or Australia and so on, and have experience using English on a day-to-day basis. And so in fact, the campus show, the head of our campus here, the university I work at has eight different campuses, and the head of this campus spent 2 years in Boston, I think, during his college time, fluent in English. Very nice guy, and so it makes it so easy to speak with him. He's obviously, since he's the head of the campus, one of the people that I should definitely use more polite Japanese language with him. But like I said, he's basically just happy that I can speak Japanese at all. I think accents to be somehow as important as learning words or sentence construction. Yeah, I mean, really, I feel, as an English teacher, I feel that, written language and spoken language are two different animals. I mean, we don't generally write the way we speak, and we don't speak the way we write, most of us. And, that has to do, the use of contractions, slang words, sentence structure, vocabulary, all these things, it's different. I mean, I guess, written language and formal spoken language are close, but formal spoken language is such a niche, in language use that, for my students anyway, it's hardly worth even talking about or teaching. So I focus on those as two different skills. Of course, there's a lot of overlap in teaching, because vocabulary, of course, is important to both. The broader your vocabulary, the better writer and speaker you are going to be. Your choices of, your word choices, whether you're writing or speaking, will be different. But the broader your vocabulary, the better you're going to be as a writer or a speaker in that language. So I spend a lot of time in all my classes, on vocabulary building. And one of the things that I focus on in vocabulary building is extensive reading a lot of material in the target language, in this case, English. Just read a lot, and not reading material that's too difficult for you. In other words, you read something and you understand 95% of it, maybe higher than 95% of the words. Those words. That way, you can, by using context, by using the language around the unknown word, when you run across a word that you don't know, you can guess from the context approximately what it's going to mean. Whether it's a noun, but from the where it appears in the sentence and how it's used, whether it's going to be a noun or a verb. You know whether it's going to, or an adjective, or what, some part of speech like that. You should be able to guess that. You're going to know whether, for example, it's positive connotation or negative connotation. If it's something, if it's a verb, is it something that people do or something that is done, or anyway, using context, and by so by reading a lot at a level that, like I said, is only using a few words that you don't know, you learn those words naturally because your mind extrapolates beyond what you actually have to what you need in order to comprehend that, and it just works wonderfully. Just reading a lot. And the other important point is to read material that is interesting to you, so it's not such a chore while you're reading, but it's more of a pleasure to read. It should be a pleasure to read. Personally, vocabulary are easy for me to memorize. What I struggle is when I hear a spoken language where I have to dismantle each word in the sentence. German was the toughest I've encountered so far. Yeah, that's something that's interesting. So have to dismantle each word in the sentence. Yeah, so to know where to cut that speech stream, right? You've got a whole stream of sound, and where do the words end and the next word begin, and so on. In English, when we write it, we can see the spaces in the words. In Japanese, when they write it, there are no spaces between the words. So I had that parsing problem, that where does one word end and the next word begin. I had that problem for quite a while trying to learn to read Japanese. What's a word, right? I didn't know. Yeah, okay, yeah. It's tough, but it's learning languages is good. I mean, I'll say that learning languages is good because it brings about cultural awareness. You cannot learn a language if you don't understand something about the culture, or you will naturally learn about the culture as you learn the language, and not necessarily partly from even the vocabulary. The famous examples are like the Eskimo languages have dozens of different words for snow, because snow is so much a part of their culture. They need very exact, precise ways to describe snow, because it's vital to their livelihood, to their lives, and so on. Whereas we have snow, or that's about it, snow and dirty snow, and we have to use a lot of modifiers in order to approximate the information that they can put into one single word. Other things I heard about, for example, in Argentina, where using horses is a big part of the the cattle raising, and so on. They have a huge number of words to identify different patterns of the horses, so that they can very efficiently communicate to each other about a certain horse, and so on. Again, where in English we have a certain small subset, and then we have to use a lot of modifiers in order to more specifically explain which item we're talking about. Here in Japan, rice, of course, is very, very important to the culture, and so they have words for the word for rice as the seed, or the food stuff, as opposed to the seed, as opposed to the newly sprouted seed, as opposed to the seed that has been planted and growing for a short time, which is different from the seed or from the plant that is growing and is maturing, and as opposed to the plant that is ready to harvest, and so on. So they have a multiple of words, again, to very quickly and efficiently express to other people in their society what is to them very important information, and they want to do it very efficiently without having to add all these modifiers that just clutter up the language unnecessarily. Wow, turning into a linguistics lesson here. Let's see. So we've got Share, I guess, and Abyss are here. What about Let It Be? Did Let It Be ever come back? She said, "Be right back," but we're getting tired of that music, aren't you guys? Fine. Okay. Um, be right back. I guess that phrase has different meanings to different people, right? I'm like, können Sie langsamer sprechen, bitte? That's German for "Can you please speak slowly?" I listen to Deutsch Welle to train for German, France 24 for French, and Telemundo for Spanish. Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. The European language is even German. I mean, historically English developed from the same base language that German came from. Of course, English has just had so many other influences because of occupations of the British Isles and so on, and strong cultural influences from other languages like French and Italian that dominated European culture and so on. Um, yeah, but for me here in Asia, it's a whole different ball game. Chinese characters. That's another thing. Chinese characters. The Chinese characters. I mean, that's what the Japanese characters are based on. But throughout history, as the two countries, spent time apart, after the writing system was borrowed, just like that, just as it was from Chinese into Japanese. Over time, those characters have been simplified, and each country, each society has uh, simplified those characters in slightly different ways. So what was originally the same kanji character, the same Chinese character, is now noticeably and sometimes distractingly so different from each other, so that you wouldn't unless you're very familiar with one or probably both languages, you wouldn't even realize that they're the same kanji character, so on. And just like German and English, they're so different now. It almost seems like English is more like Latin than it is like German. Um, but as I'm sure there are only the five Romance languages, the five languages that stemmed from Latin that are still actively being used. What are Italian, Portuguese, Spanish, French, and Romanian, which arguably Romanian is probably the closest to Latin. But then again, who knows? European languages are not my strength. Like I said, I studied Spanish, but that's about as far as I went. Okay. Well, you guys want to play a game? Abyss is here, Share is here, and Let It Be. Let It Be gets a penalty. Hope I don't come off as a braggadocio. I just simply like learning language. That's all. No, that's not. That's not being a braggart at all. I mean, if something is your interest, is that something that you enjoy doing? And, describing that is. I don't. People that exactly people that do art and talk about their art. Oh yeah, I've been doing art for so many years and so on. I'm not an artist. I'm terrible, and so on. I don't feel that when somebody's describing their their art. Oh yeah, I've done a dozen paintings about on this theme. I've done this, and I've got is that being that's just describing something that you love, and that's not necessarily being a braggart, right? Okay. Excuse me. I need to close the door, and then we'll get started with this game, whether Let It Be comes back or not. Okay, so this is one where the pregame show is probably going to exceed the actual game time, but that's all right. I'm learning Spanish on the computer, but also learning Dutch with Duolingo. Yeah. Dutch. Spanish and Dutch. Um, you know, I would, yeah, I don't know which is a better strategy. I've heard both sides of it. As a language learner, uh, is it better to Spanish and Dutch? Dutch again is a Germanic language, whereas Spanish, of course, is a Romance language. Um, is it better to study two languages that are very different so that you can keep them separate, or is it better to learn two languages that are similar so that the overlap helps feed into the languages feed into each other and help you learn the constructs faster? I'm not sure which is better. That might be an individual thing, whichever works better for you. Duolingo and Memrise helped me a lot with vocabulary enrichment. Yeah. Yeah, I've used both of those also. But again, like I said, I don't think, at least when I was using them, it's been a while now. I heard Dutch is actually easier to master for English speaking individuals. Yeah, again, European languages, not my forte. I don't know. I do, yeah. I do know that that Romance, Spanish is always generally considered by both lay people and experts as one of the easiest languages for English speakers to learn. Um, and like I said, Chinese, Japanese, and Arabic and so on being among the most difficult. Yeah, somewhere if you Google, you can probably find that list that actually they have. I think it's 4 tiers of language difficulty as determined by probably some American military thing. Gotta rate their spies and so on. Swedish, Dutch, and Finnish are all pretty similar, right? Yeah, those are pretty similar. Swedish, Dutch, and Finnish. Yeah. And to a lesser extent, German. Um, the Celtic languages. Celtic languages are really interesting to me. I would like to learn Irish. I think I've got a little Irish blood in me. I'm your typical American. You're Heinz 57, mixed together. And I'm mostly Western European. But Ireland's a place that I don't have strong ties to. Probably genetically I have stronger ties to Germany. But Ireland, I mean, that place, I mean, it sounds like a wonderful place. The Emerald Isle, lots of green and nature, and the language is really interesting. Yeah, that's a place. England itself, not at the top of my list of places that I have not been that I want to go, but Ireland is. Ireland is near the top. Sounds like an interesting place. Not necessarily Northern Ireland. Too many influences there, disturbing things. But I thought it was 7 tiers, but I'm not sure. As I recall, Japanese was at the highest tier to master. Yeah, there might be different tiering systems. Like I said, I think there were 4, but then there were like within a tier there might be some that had like an asterisk to indicate that among that tier these were perhaps a little bit more difficult. So if you took the that into consideration, you might find 7 tiers or something like that. Okay, well, I think like I said, I think I have filibustered about as long as I can. I'm going to go ahead and start the game, and you two have the advantage by being here ahead of time, or being here on time. Actually, Let It Be was here on time, but then has left us, or maybe I just bored her to death with my ramblings on. But maybe someone will join in. Yeah. Yvonne is here. Welcome, welcome. We were just about to get started with our first game. I'd actually scheduled the game to start an hour ago, but one thing led to another, and we're just now actually going to start the first game. So let's see. Present, application window. There, that's it. Okay, and show it there. Yes, okay. And now put that over there. Okay, I think we're ready. Yes. Hello, hello, hello. All right. Yeah. Perfect timing. Okay, yes. For Share and Abyss had to put up with my babbling here, but fortunately for Yvonne, you didn't have to listen to all that. But we do have a game ready to be played here. Okay, so it is our standard friendly feud game. The top 4 questions are listed for each survey item. And of course, the number of points. So again, I'll remind you, the first person, first by judging by who appears highest up in the comments, we'll assume that the computer sorts them according to time appropriately. The first person to type in a given answer claims that answer. If you type in the same answer later, you are welcome to choose a different answer. If you are the first person to type in an answer, then please limit yourself to that one answer, because otherwise it becomes confusing. Oh, what do we do with the first answer you typed in? Do we throw it out? Do we free it up for somebody else to take that, and so on? So it just makes too many judgment calls for me. So I'd appreciate it if you just type in the one answer, unless it's a duplicate of an earlier answer, and then go ahead and type in another. Okay, so here we go with our Friendly Feud game, right? Friendly Feud, hosted by, oh, that's me. Yes, Daniel Miner. Okay, here we go. First question. Name something kids might use to help them count. Name something kids might use to help them count. What do we do with the drunken sailor? Is that me? No. All right. So name something. Fingers. Oh, sorry. Share got fingers. So Abyss, try again. Okay. So Yvonne, you're welcome to type in an answer here. Name something kids might use to help them count. Fingers has been taken. Yep. Sorry. Might be the lag. There's a good chance that there is differences in the lag between different players here, and I'm sorry about that, but I haven't found anything that I can do. I had thought that it's a little better. Balls, okay. All right. Sure, why not? Balls, okay. So we have fingers and balls are something that a kid might use to help them count. Any other guesses, Yvonne? Because you were not the first. Share was the first to type in fingers, so you are welcome to make another guess. Oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes people's second guess. Yeah, yeah, me too. Been a long time since I was a kid. Oftentimes, people's second guess or even their third guess uh, might be a more popular answer than their first. So, games, okay, games. All right, here we go. Let's see. We have um, three valid answers from our three active players. Let it be. Where are you? Okay, nothing so far. Okay, let's check the scores. Fingers is top, right? Everybody chose fingers. We knew that was coming, right? So share gets the first 57 points. Good start. Okay. Flashcards. Okay, flashcards. So nobody. Flashcards. Is that games? Seems different, but then not completely different. Let's see what the other answers are. Calculator. Wow. Okay. High tech kids. Sure. Why not? Yeah. Oh, I'd use my fingers. Counting. I mean, counting. You use a calculator. I mean, if you're multiplying, yeah, I could see that. But counting. Um, blocks. Blocks. Balls. Wow. Advanced kids. They're counting a lot higher than I used to when I was a kid. Maybe. Um, so let's see. What am I going to do? Fingers. Fingers. Clearly, no debate there. Flashcards for games. So blocks and balls. I mean, it's the same concept. I mean, my tendency here is to be as generous as possible. Flashcards. Let's see. Flashcards was games was put in by Yvonne. So Abyss and Share. Do you want to chime in? What do you think? Flashcards and games. Is that reasonable? I don't know. That seems quite different to me. And blocks and balls are both items. I don't know. My tendency is to just leave it the way it is. 57 points for Share and let her get off to a rip-roaring start. And the rest of you will just have to fight your way back from this initial deficit. Okay. All right. So that's the way we're going to roll with the first one. 57 points for Share to start off the first question. Yeah, you can get that's what I was thinking exactly, Abyss. Yeah, I guess you can gamify flashcards. That's what I was thinking. And I mean, but but in the same way, blocks and balls. I mean, they're both abstract objects. Fairly arbitrary objects that might be available to a child. So in that way, blocks and balls are both kind of the same too. So blocks and balls count as toys, right? Yeah. Yeah. So under the umbrella of toys, blocks or balls would both fit. Under the umbrella of games, flashcards could fit. Yeah. All right. There we go. Thank you. I appreciate the feedback. So we've got 3 points for Abyss and 13 points for Yvonne. All right. I like it. Okay. I'll get off to a good start. That's right. All right. So here we go. Question number 2. Name something from the laundry that's impossible to fold neatly. Name something from the laundry that's impossible to fold neatly. I used to use calculators. To each his own, right? Yeah, to each his own. Socks. Share comes up with socks. Okay, socks are impossible to fold neatly. Yeah. I don't like, no, darn, not what I wanted to type. Underwear. Okay, underwear. Socks is not what you wanted to type. It seemed like a good answer to me. Socks. Darn socks. Yeah, I never darn socks. I just throw them away. Too much effort to darn socks. Mattress covers. Mattress covers meaning the fitted sheets, right? At least that's what I always call them, fitted sheets. mattress covers, fitted sheets. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we've got 3 answers. Let's see how the points come out here. Fitted sheets. Okay. Yes. Mattress covers, fitted sheets. That is the answer. The top answer for 35 points for Abyss. Socks. Socks. The first answer to come out. The second answer on our survey. 29 points. Underwear. Okay, so a clean sweep. Everyone got points on. So far, everyone's got points on both questions, right? That was question number 2. So at this point, the scores are 86 points for Share, Abyss with 38, and Yvonne with 28. All right, it's a good game. It's a good close game. Right. Fitted sheets. Exactly. Yeah. Yep, you got them all. My app logged me out. That's why I was delayed. Oh, okay. Yes. Everybody's playing well today. What's the fourth answer? Blouse. A blouse? Why would a blouse? I mean, 14 people said blouse, but shirt didn't make the survey. Why is a blouse? I mean, isn't a blouse just a name for a shirt that's basically worn by women? I don't know. What do I know about clothes? I don't know. A blouse just seems like a shirt for ladies. No, I don't know. Is that sexist? I don't mean to be sexist. All right. Well, people are waiting for me to move on. Shirts are easy to fold, actually. But so, why are blouses not easy to fold? I don't know. Anyway, that's the image that people who took this right. These are not the truth, right? This is what 100 people somewhere, sometime, the answers they gave for whatever their reasons are. So let's just see how things. A blouse has darts, right? Depend in the style, I guess. A shirt for ladies, yeah. I mean, yeah. A shirt buttons one way and a blouse buttons the other. Right? I don't know. They're easy to fold, yeah, but 14 people seem to feel that they're impossible to fold neatly. Oh, you can fold them, but maybe that's the point. Neatly. People can fold shirts, but they can't fold them neatly. I don't know. All right. Anyway, enough debate about that. Let's go on to question number 3. Name a U.S. city with very aggressive drivers. Name a U.S. city with very aggressive drivers. Where do you think people drive aggressively? Maybe they're gold challenged. Fold challenge, right? New York, Los Angeles. Okay. New York and Los Angeles. Oh, Yvonne was still laughing at your answers there. California. City. Yvonne, sorry. California is a state. Let's go with a city. Los Angeles has already been taken. So anywhere in the rest of the state? No, give us a city, please. So Abyss with New York. Share says Los Angeles. And what are we going to do for our third answer? New York. I mean, yeah, it kind of makes sense. Large metropolitan areas. Detroit. Okay, there you go. Detroit. That will work. That is a city now. So we have New York, Los Angeles, and Detroit. And our search, New York, the number one answer, this with the number one answer. Points. Yeah, you thought New York was there, right? I've heard stories about Los Angeles. A friend of mine that lived in Los Angeles, and some guy, what happened? I think he had his suitcase or something on top of his car. He was driving down, and the wind caught it and blew it off, and his clothes scattered all over all across the highway. And people saw that and actually stopped on the highway to allow the guy to pick up his clothes. I mean, maybe that was a rare thing. I don't know. My friend told me that story, and he lived in California for a while. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, New York City, right? New York City. Los Angeles. Los Angeles is share. Share has Los Angeles. Share Los Angeles 22 points. Wait, she makes a point. Yeah, it's New York City. Okay. Um, yeah, name a U.S. city with very aggressive drivers. New York. Hmm. New York is the name of a state, but yeah, I mean, New York City. Hmm. Well, we'll let it go. Yeah, we'll let it go. So the top two answers. Chicago. Okay. I mean, yeah, that's another major metropolitan area. Chicago, 19 people, very close, and points to the second question. What about the last answer? Boston. 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 Well, all right. Well, didn't see that one coming. Detroit. Yeah, Detroit seems like Detroit. I don't know. I have this image of angry people in Detroit. It seems like they would be aggressive. I don't know. Boston. I thought Boston would be a little more mellow, but what do I know? Let's see. So right now we have a close game between first and second place. Uh, Share maintains the lead with 108 points, but Abyss now has 92 points. So only 16 points separate first and second place. Yvonne's still well in the game with 28 points. Okay. Question number 4. Let's see how that shakes things up. Name something that would be harder to do if you lived in Los Angeles. Name something that would be harder to do if you lived in Los Angeles. That makes absolute sense. A friend who lived in Boston for 7 years burst into road rage spontaneously. Wow. Road rage, yeah. Drive, okay. That fits right in with our last question, right? Yeah. Okay, excellent. Yeah, Los Angeles was the number 2 answer. Okay. Rent, okay, yeah, to rent a place, right? To cool yourself, all right? All good answers, right? Yeah, you're in Los Angeles. That's a hot place, right? Especially in the summertime. Drive, okay. Whoop, what happened? Sorry. Drive, 56 points for, that was share, right? Share, drive, 56 big points. Not going to give up the lead. Ski. Yeah, it's pretty hard to ski if you're talking about snow skiing. I mean, you could water ski, right? Los Angeles, right there on the ocean. Yeah. But yeah, if they're talking snow ski, okay. Sleep. Sleep because of the noise from the traffic. I don't all those people road raging. I don't know. Yeah, no snow, no snow. Um, breathe. Wow, breathe because of the smog. Again, the large numbers of cars. I mean, they all kind of, at least question or the answer number 3 and 4, sleep and breathe, kind of feed back into the high numbers of cars idea, right? Yeah, bad smog from too many cars, too many exhaust fumes, and so on. Maybe that's, I don't know. Anyway, from this we've got share pulling away. 164 points now for share. Still 92 for Abyss and 28 for Yvonne. Yep. Okay. But we're not at the halfway point yet. Lots of questions left. Here we go. Question number 5. Name something people forget to do when in a hurry to leave the house. Name something people forget to do when in a hurry to leave the house. Okay. Oh, I got to get to work, and you run out the door. Oh, I forgot. What did I forget? This happens to me all the time. Keys, okay, keys, right. Lock the door, okay. Lock the door. Good answers. Both things that I've forgotten to do. Lock the door, okay. Yvonne, you're just behind share. Give us another good answer. There's at least 2 more answers for points. at least 2 more answers for points. What do you think? Let's see, this is question number 5, right? Halfway through. Question number 5, keys, yeah. As in forgetting keys. Right, yeah. And something forget to do. Yeah, they forget to bring their keys, right? Yeah, exactly. Turn the lights off. Excellent. Yeah, all those things I've forgotten multiple times. Yeah. Lock the door. Lock the door. The top answer. Share. 43 more points. Brings you over 200. We'll get to the numbers later. Turn off the lights. Yvonne, 30 points for turn off the lights. The number 2 answer. Grab keys, right? Keys is the key word there. 13 points for Abyss. What's the last answer? We've got the top 3. Brush teeth. Okay, brush teeth. I mean, it's not such a strange thing, but what surprises me is that it's only one answer different from grab keys. I mean, I could see that as a couple of people saying brush teeth, but yeah. Takada's not here. Takada and Steven are the ones that have been dominating lately, but yeah. All right, so let's see. Yvonne now is up to 58 points with that 30-point answer. Let's see. Abyss now has just broken 100. 105 points for Abyss. And Share now over 200. 207 points for Share. All right. Excellent game. That's the halfway point. Okay. We've finished 5 questions. We've got 5 questions to go. Let's see how the second half shakes out. Instead of playing with their gift, which packaging item might a toddler choose to play with instead? Instead of playing with their gift, which packaging item might a toddler choose to play with instead? Brush teeth. You're kidding, right? Who's taking these? I don't know, right? The wrapping, right? The wrapper. The styrofoam. Okay, yeah, the styrofoam. The foam padding. We'll accept all kinds of that kind of answer. The packing material, I guess, and box. Okay, so we've got the wrapping paper, the padding on the inside, the packing material, and the box, right? The empty box. Exactly. Good. Okay, sound like 3 winning answers to me. Let's see what the survey says. Box is the number 1 answer. 59 points for Yvonne. 59 points for box. Wow. That jumps you. That more than doubles your score. Excellent. Wrapping paper. The wrapping Share gets 17 points. She's not giving up her lead easily here. The bow. Okay. Almost seems like the bow is part of the wrapping, but I guess wrapping paper. So bow. Okay, different. Bubble wrap. Styrofoam. Bubble wrap. It's all the same thing in my book. So 11 points for Abyss. Right? Oh, no luck. That was pure skill, right? Yeah. You are all skillful quiz masters here. Let's see. Oh, that was question number 6. And after 6 questions, I'm sorry, my pen is running out of ink. Let me see what I can do here. Okay. Question number 6. Yvonne now has 117 points. 117 points. Abyss, 116 points. Oh, Yvonne is now in second place. And Share, 224 points. Wow. But there's only about 100 points between first place and last place. That's 2 questions could turn this around completely, and we still have 4 questions left. Okay, all right, so question number 7 it is. Question number 7. Okay, excellent. Here we go. Name something a kid might want help doing on a snowy day. Something a kid might want help doing on a snowy day. Kidding, this is fun, and I wasn't going to initially play. I'm so happy that you did play. I'm so happy that you did. Okay. Drawing a picture, build a snowman. Okay, right. Yeah, drawing a picture, snowy day, stay inside, draw a picture. Um, Build a snowman, go outside, build a snowman. Okay, Yvonne, you're going to need to come up with another answer. Abyss was a little faster on the snowman answer. Okay, so stay inside and draw a picture. Go outside and build a snowman. What other things would kids do on a snowy day that they need help? Something comes to mind. One idea I have, I don't know if it's going to appear in our survey or not. Hot chocolate. Oh, help making hot chocolate and so on. Okay, right. Yeah, good. Hot chocolate. Good answer. Good answer. Let's see what the survey says. Shoveling. That's what I was thinking, right? Snow walks covered with snow. Son, go out there and shovel shovel the sidewalk. Oh, Dad, can you help me? Yeah, okay, so shoveling. Building a snowman. Okay, there we go. Build a snowman. Abyss comes up with 27 points for the snowman. Walking. Your kids are toddlers. There you go. Walking. Something a kid might want help doing on a snowy. Oh yeah, it's so snowy, it's slippery. Yeah, hold my hand, mommy. Hold my hand, daddy. It's hard to walk. Okay, that makes sense. I can see that. Sunny Florida. It's child labor. Hey, if you're from Iowa, that's where I'm from. You get enough snow, and yeah. Sorry, they put me to work. Bundling up. Kid needs help bundling up, putting on the warm jacket, the galoshes, right, the overshoes, boots, whatever you want to call them. Put on the hat and the mittens and the whole thing. Okay, all right, so that makes sense, but doesn't really fit with our answers. No drawing, no hot chocolate. So Abyss is the only one that gets any love out of that answer, or that question, I guess. So still 117 points for Yvonne. Now 143 points for Abyss and 224 for Share. The game is getting close. Yep, 143, Abyss, you're right. That's right. Okay, question number 8. 8, 9, 10, we got 3 questions left. Let's see how the points come out for this one. Next question. What might parents be caught doing that causes their kid to bust them for doing Santa's job? Doing Santa's job. Okay, so parents are seen by their kids doing something that's thought by the child to be, oh, that's Santa's job, right? What might parents be caught doing that causes their kid to bust them for doing Santa's job? Filling the stocking, right? Filling the stockings. Putting gifts under the tree. Gifts under the tree, right on. Both good answers. Yeah. So the kids see the parents doing this and they say, hey, you're doing, that's what Santa does, right? Why are you doing that? That's Santa's job. Okay, sorry, I'm clicking my pen there. Wrapping gifts. All good answers. If this isn't a clean sweep, there's something wrong with these people that took the survey. Well, we already know there's something wrong with these, but that's okay. Let's see. Set gifts under tree. Again, set gifts under the tree, putting gifts under the tree. Abyss gets the 41 points. Wow. All right, we've got a tight game now. So gifts under the tree, that was Abyss, 41 points. Wrapping gifts, Yvonne again with a late answer that is near the top. Excellent. 33 points. Eating cookies. Hey, Mom, Dad, those are Santa's cookies. You stop that. Buying or hiding gifts. Oh, no stockings. Okay. Yeah, stockings. That's something actually we didn't have a fireplace in our home, so the stockings not the proper place to hang stockings. So we just had central heating, so no fireplace. All right. So what do we got here? We've got a heck of a game going on here now. Share is still at 224 points. Abyss now has 184 points, and Yvonne at 150 points. Wow, this is a good close game. Thanks, Abyss, for checking my math. I am an English teacher, not a mathematician. Okay, question number 9. We've got 2 questions left. Clearly, anybody's game. Absolutely anybody could win this. Let's see how it works. Name a state that you'd hate to live in during summer. Name a state, okay, the name of a state that you would not want to live in during the summertime. Okay? Name a state that you would hate to live in during summer. Oh, I hear my colleague coming in his office next door. Tease. Ah, Texas. It has to be Texas. Florida. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I was slow on that. Tease. Okay. Yeah. So tease meaning Texas, Florida, Minnesota. Hot. No offense. So Minnesota in the summertime. What you got something against Minnesota? In Minnesota, the land of 10,000 lakes, the home of Paul Bunyan, right? No, okay. Florida is the top answer. Yvonne with another top answer. 41 points for Yvonne. Excellent. Arizona was the number 2 answer. Texas was number 3. Only a point difference between Arizona and Texas. Yeah, both rather warm places. So that was Share, right? Share with Texas, 26 points. Hello. My colleague is coming. Yeah, I'm broadcasting.
Until what time?
Probably another 10 minutes. And let's see. The 4th answer is California. There's California. But no love for Minnesota. No, Minnesota does not appear. So, wow, look at this game. 191 points for Yvonne, 184 points still for Abyss, and 250 points for Share. All right, it's going to take some good luck, I think, to overcome Share. It's not impossible, but it's going to take a high point first answer. Yep, 191. That's right, 191 for Yvonne. It's going to take some good luck. A high point number 1 answer for Yvonne or Abyss, and probably a complete miss for Share in order for somebody to take over the lead here. But let's see how it works out. Last question. This is it. Okay. Name something that breaks easily without its case. Name something that breaks easily without its case. Okay, so if it's not in its case, this item could break easily. She has it. Congrats. Glasses. Okay, yeah. If you don't keep your glasses in the case, yeah, it's easy to break them. Yeah, I like these glasses. They're really flexible. But yeah, still, most glasses, and again, I'm assuming spectacles, right? The eyeglasses. So what do we think here, peeps? We've got something that breaks easily without its case. Glasses. If you don't keep your glasses in the case, they might break. That's absolutely true. What do we think? The next answer. This iPad. Okay. This is a tough one. Yeah, it is. It is a tough one. Uh, iPad. iPad's a good answer. Yeah, keep your iPad in its case unless it gets broken, so it doesn't get broken. Okay. Phone. Okay, keep your phone in the case. Okay, so iPad and phone. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, we ended on a real tough one. Could be that the top answer could be a high points, or it could be scared. All right, well, let's see. We don't know. Glasses. All right, so glasses, Share has assured herself the victory. The top answer, definitely going to win. Let's see how these other answers scored. CD. Okay, CD. It's not that hard to break them. They get scratched pretty easily, but broken breaks easily. CDs don't really break all that easily, but yeah, well, again, that's what these survey answers have said. Musical instrument, oh, and camera. Musical instrument. Now there, that of the answers, I thought that that should be number one. Your musical instrument. You know, I mean, if you have a violin or something like that, you know, or a guitar or whatever. Yeah, some musical instruments can be uh, quite delicate, and you know, most musical instruments do have a case that they need to be uh, taken. CD, I don't know. CD. When was this survey done? Seems to have been not recently, right? I have a whole box full of CDs that I never listen to anymore because I subscribe to Apple Music, and uh, so I just stream it wherever I am. Yeah. Okay. Well, so if that's the way things work, then that's the way things work. And so the final scores here, we've got Share with 290 points for the win. Congratulations. Second place is Yvonne with 191 points, and Abyss close behind at 184 points for third place. So first, second, and third. CD are outdated. Yeah, exactly. Well, only because I mean, you had good answers. You know, you had good answers. Um, Takara's major advantages. I don't know what kind of maybe she has a dedicated T1 line or whatever it's called to her home, but she doesn't seem to suffer from lag the way most of the world does. So um, anyway, so we have our results. Share first place 290 points. Yvonne second place 191 points, and third place Abyss with 184. Okay, so this has been great. Congratulations to all of you. Well played. Absolutely wonderful game. I mean, it was one of one of the better games, I think, because at no point was it, until the last question, that it was not clear who was going to win this game. I mean, Share had the lead the whole way. Yes, Share had the lead the whole way, did not relinquish the lead at any point, but it was always close. It was always possible for anyone to win the game. So, uh, in all fairness, Cincinnati has one of the fastest internet, plus she knows her game, a lethal combination. Yeah. Cincinnati. She's in Columbus. Are those like next door? I don't even know. I don't even know Ohio well enough. I know that they're both in Ohio, but anyway. Uh, yeah, you were all very close. Absolutely. Abyss, did you let me win out of pity? Yeah, friendly game for sure. Great sportsmanship, everyone. Yeah, it's a good game. I mean, this is Haps. The Haps community is cool. It's a great community. I feel very fortunate that I got hooked up with this platform, um, and I think I came in at a good time. Um, I don't see the trolls that I hear, the people that have come over from Periscope talk about trolls there all the time, and I'm not saying that there aren't there isn't that concern here on HAPS at all. But I don't think at this point that it's nearly the problem that it is that it had been on other platforms as Periscope and so on. So I'm very happy. I love hosting this game. I'm very happy to hear that. Yeah, it is a great community. I pray it continues. Yeah, me too. Me too. I really do. It keeps getting better. Um, Lag is still an issue, but I think it's getting better. The app keeps getting better. Sometimes there are trade-offs in order to solve some problems. They seem to be removing some of the functionality for a period of time before they add it back in. But this is still very early. It's more or less, still the beta testing stage of this. So I'm very happy to be here. So again, thank you. I meant to say Columbus, right? Columbus, yeah, I thought so. That's where Takata is. So anyway, thank you all for playing. I'm going to sign off now. This maybe there are other broadcasts going on. I know there are a lot of things and so many interesting broadcasts going on at any one time. Yes, I had trolls and just blocked or ignored. Shocking sometimes, but I would just keep talking. Yeah. I think switching the data servers is what expedited the streaming quality and speed. Yeah, could be. Yeah. I don't know, the Periscope will still be missed. Yeah. A lot of people say that. For me, it's it's just a name. I've heard of it, and yeah, it's too bad. I mean, I think maybe in some ways it's fortunate for HAPS because it's pushing a lot of people who had to necessarily leave Periscope and they were searching for a viable alternative, and HAPS just happens to be here, and now they're finding out how good HAPS can be. But there are enough differences that I'm sure that it's frustrating for people coming from Periscope also. Okay, well, again, thank you. Thank you for the talk about languages, and I will be checking out that Toucan extension, learning, practicing. I chose Spanish also. Among the choices, Spanish was the best one for me also. I'll be checking that out, so thank you for that. I will be, let's see. Let me do this very quickly. I will give you a link to my contact form. This is a form, Yvonne, that you can use to send me your email address. Then I can send you your certificate for second place today. Okay. Thank you for the praise of this. I'm happy if my audience is happy. That's good. So yeah, like I said, Yvonne, go ahead and if you could use that form, I can send you your certificate. Stephen, I am so sorry. I'm just signing off. I've been on for an hour and 45, almost 2 hours, and I was talking the whole time, as I usually do. I never know when to shut up. But yeah, the game just ended. I'm sorry. Yeah, the game just ended. So next time, I plan to play just one game tomorrow at this time. Tomorrow at 10 o'clock, again, when I scheduled to start this one. Just one game, because at 11 o'clock, I'll be starting a broadcast that is the did you win? You win for the coming in closest to the end of the broadcast award. How's that? So yeah, I plan to play a pre-broadcast game, a pre-layman's philosophy broadcast game, and hopefully some people will come for the game and maybe stick around and actually participate in my little layman's philosophy broadcast. That would be wonderful too. And again, as I said, I'm trying to encourage more people to come on camera and join the discussion and so on. Typed comments are always appreciated, and try to read those and include those into the discussion. But if anybody'd like to come on camera tomorrow, please let it be known. I was busy with my telescope. Okay, cool. What were you looking at? What were you watching? Not the neighbors, I hope. What's this? Shall I start the rumor? So, what's the subject going to be? What is the subject going to be? Shoot. What were the questions? I've got them somewhere. Okay, so the idea, so three questions. Does absolute power corrupt absolutely? There's that saying, that famous saying, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. We're going to talk about, the question, does absolute power corrupt absolutely? All right. The second question, why do we judge ourselves by our intentions, but judge others by their actions, right? And the third question is talking about the purpose of life. Some people believe that if life has no purpose, then there is no reason for living, right? Some people believe that if life has no purpose, then there is no purpose, there is no reason for living. While others think that if life has no purpose, that frees a person to find or create and follow their own personal purpose. All right, so that kind of dichotomy between those two ways of looking at the purpose of life. Is there or isn't there? And if there isn't, then what does that mean for us? So which is a more valid point of view, or are they both equally valid? That type of thing. So those are the questions we're going to be talking about. Again, neither my friend Jeff nor I are philosophers. I, like many other people, millions of other people, took a couple of philosophy classes when I was at university, but I'm no philosopher. I just like talking about it, see what other people think, educate myself, which is really why I do it. It really is why I do it, to get other people's to talk about their thoughts on the topic, rather than trying to win somebody over to my point of view. I'm really trying to expand my own thoughts on whatever the topic is, and expand my mind, and maybe sometimes to a certain extent to validate to myself my own thoughts about it. That, I'm not the only one that thinks that way. So on. Took sociology. Yeah, sociology. I took lots of different classes. When I was an undergraduate, I took a number of philosophy classes. Actually, I took sociology classes. I took psychology classes. I took a class called the social psychology of alcoholism, which was very interesting. I learned a lot of things. Some things I wish I could forget about alcoholism and so on, because I still enjoy a delicious beer, a fine tequila, a nice glass of wine. Yeah, alcohol, for all its evils, it's still nice. Hello from Melbourne, Dave. Yeah, welcome. Yeah, appreciate you guys dropping in, both Stephen and Melbourne Dave. Unfortunately, as I've been saying, I've been going on here for 2 hours now, and the game has just ended about 5 minutes ago, maybe 10 minutes ago now. I learned that from being a cop. You learned about alcoholism? Yeah. Alcoholism. Another thing I learned is not to fault the alcoholic. I mean, that's, alcoholism may be a bad, but the person is not, right? They're just people, just like the rest of us. And we all have our little quirks and idiosyncrasies and strengths and weaknesses and so on. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So again, thank you all. Again, one more time before I do this final. Again, just for the people that came in late. So tomorrow at let's see, about 2 hours ahead of right now. Right. So it's just before noon here right now. So you can adjust that for your own at-home clocks. Right. It's just before noon here now. At 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, I'm going to do one friendly feud game. And then an hour later at 11 o'clock, right? It's now noon here, right? But at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, so 23 hours from now, I'll be doing the Layman's Philosophy broadcast with a friend of mine. And I'm encouraging people to let it be known that they would like to join in the conversation, either off camera, on camera, however it is. Love to get you guys' views on these questions. 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Wow. Thank you. I'm going to have to get an app widget on my desktop, right? So yeah, I really should do that. I know I have that somewhere, the international. I'm just going to have to bring that up so that I can do what Cher just did for me. Thank you very much. Letting people know what time my broadcast is going to be. Of course, I realize that HAPS is still, to a large extent, dominated by North Americans. The United States and Canadians and so on. But we're got broadcasters and audience all around the world. So yeah, yep, 9 p.m. Eastern, Florida. Okay, so yeah, just write it down. Now, I should just write it down. In fact, I will right now. 6 p.m. Pacific and 9 p.m. Eastern. You guys, are you on daylight savings times now? Because in Japan, we don't bother with that foolishness. Sorry if you're a daylight savings time fan, but I could never understand the reasoning behind that. I mean, perhaps there was at some time when they thought of it, but it really doesn't seem to be any more than a nuisance now. So I don't even know if you guys are on daylight savings time or not. Didn't that happen recently, or is going to happen, or I don't know. Yes, daylight. Yeah, okay. Because you have been starting at around the same time, and yes, we are on daylight savings time. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah. So if I start at 10 a.m. Japan Standard Time, that's 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Okay, good enough. Yeah, not a fan, but what can you do, right? Yeah, you gotta be on the same time as the rest of the world to be able to function reasonably. About 3 weeks ago, and I wish we would never change. Yeah, that's interesting. Is it Arizona that doesn't change, and some counties in another state or something? The citizens there took it into their own hands to not change, which I think is really cool. I mean, yeah, the government should be of the people, by the people, for the people. So if the people don't like it, why is the government doing it? Right? That's okay. Let's not start a political conversation here. Arizona and Hawaii don't change. Okay, cool. All right, thank you. All right, so like I said, I hate to end this, but yeah, after 2 hours, my voice is about ready to take a little break here. So thank you all for those of you that came early and stayed for the whole kabang, and even those of you that came in a little late. Hope to see you again next time. Thanks again, and bye-bye.